All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So, I know it's been a little while since you've seen me. Kind of been a little bit limited to really only uploading on the weekends. I've just been super busy, and it seems the only time I can get some quiet time in the house to record videos is on the weekends. But again, like I always say, that never stops me from collecting. So we've got plenty of stuff to go through. So as you can see, I've got a little stack of cars here. And I also have a bunch of really cool stuff over to the side here. Ooh, excuse me. So I'm going to start off. We'll go over this stack here. This is all stuff we're going to be opening today. And I'm going to show you, I have three cars over here that I'm probably not going to be opening. But to start off, I'll show you these two Johnny Lightnings that I actually scored today. I hit a few targets. Not really much to see. I was out pretty late, around like 11 a.m. So obviously the scalpers have already been through everything. But we found the 1960 Ford Ranch Wagon. This is part of the pop culture series from the James Bond movie From Russia with Love. There's Sean Connery. Sean Connery was always the best James Bond. I also found this classic gold Ford Ranger, which I've seen probably close to 100 million times. And I don't know, something today just possessed me to grab it. I don't know. It looked cool today. It's a nice one, too. It's a nice color. Cool wheels on there. Nice casting. It's part of the classic gold series, as you can see there. Next up, some stuff that I've recently acquired but has been sitting for a little bit. Well, this was pretty recent, so I finally found a different year. I know the last video we went over quite a few 63 Ford Galaxies, so I found AutoWorld makes a 64. I know, big difference, but it's a really sweet looking casting. It's got that big cowl hood, or big bulge in the hood there. Looks really neat. Obviously the solid steely wheels. Really cool looking car, and I love the red interior in that, so we'll get that opened pretty soon. And down here, I think I got this online. I may have got this in the store, but I think I got it online. But this is from the Man with the Golden Gun, so the Roger Moore James Bond, as you can see there. But we've got a 1974 AMC Hornet, another addition to my AMC collection. I do love AMCs a lot, so really nice to see a Hornet. Not something you'd really expect to see a diecast model of, but that makes two for the pop culture James Bond cars over here. And then down here I have, I just recently got this online. This is a 58 Plymouth Fury. As some of you may know, this is one of my favorite cars in the whole wide world, and we'll get to that whole spiel in a moment here, but just pretty cool Plymouth Fury. What was I going to say about this? I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, Moon Eyes stuff. It comes with a little Moon Eyes sticker, so we'll find somewhere to stick that. But I do have quite a few 58 Plymouth Furies in my collection. But like I said, we'll get into that in a moment. And then I do have this 71 Chevy El Camino here as well. This one is, I found this at the guy I was talking about who sells mostly Johnny Lightning stuff out of his basement. So this is one of the cars that I acquired from that little adventure. A bit of an older Johnny Lightning. I think this is 2004 I'm seeing as a copyright date on there. So that is all of what we're going to be opening today. So we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars here. Now, real quick, the Plymouth Fury, what I wanted to say about that. So I have a bunch of cool stuff here to show you. I'm just going to jump right into it. This is all stuff that's probably going to stay in the box starting out with this. This is a Johnny Lightning. And it's one of the Johnny Lightning dioramas. So it's got the whole background of Darnell's garage. It's got Christine in there. Really, really nice packaging as well. Kind of, it's not necessarily just blister sealed in there. It really, you know, I don't know. I would feel guilty opening this up, but I figured we could take a look at the frightening facts on there. So interestingly enough, there's this diorama. I ordered this on eBay, and I thought, okay, this is what I'm getting. But I opened it up, and it also came with this, which is just the background piece. As you can see, they are the same piece. It has the same facts on there, but it doesn't come with the car. So fortunately, I do have the car here, another Johnny Lightning. This is another pop culture series. This is not part of the Silver Screen Machines series, so a little bit different, but anyway, without getting too far into the lore of it, we can check out the frightening facts. They are the same between this diorama piece and this whole diorama kit. So it says, oh, you can't really focus on that, can you? Come on. There we go. There we go. It says there were a total of 23 1958 Plymouth Fury vehicles used to make the movie. 16 of them had actually had screen time. In the famous Show Me scene in Darnell's garage, hydraulic pumps and plastic parts were used to simulate the metal crushing. Playing the footage in reverse created the illusion that the car was rebuilding itself. So, as I've said on the channel a few times before, Christine is one of my all-time favorite movies. As you can see, they're the same fact. And I believe the backs of these are the same as well. And it just talks about Darnell's garage. Oh, here you go. Darnell's garage was a dark and dirty place run by the gruff Will Darnell. This movie set played key roles in the horror movie based on Stephen King's book. It was where Buddy's gang destroyed Christine, as well as the location for the film's climax. One of the most famous scenes is Christine rebuilding herself in Darnell's garage after Arnie demands, "Okay, show me." By today's standards, the effect was incredible without any CGI. Yeah, if you've ever seen this movie, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about, but if you have not, make sure you go and check it out. And this is not all of my Christine stuff in my collection. Here, I'll show you real quick. I'll pull you guys out of the camera stand. I believe actually now that I'm over here, I remember showing these on the channel before, but these are AutoWorld Silver Screen Machines. 3 different stages of Christine. So there's the original restoration that Arnie did. That's when she's all burned up after chasing down Buddy, what was his name? Buddy Repperton? Repperton, I think it was Repperton. Yeah, that sounds right. And then there she is with her tinted windows there. And then I do have a 1958 Plymouth Fury. This is a Christine replica from Greenlight, but as you can obviously see, it's a Greenlight, so the tires are horrendous. And I opened this on the channel quite a while ago. It is still a very nice looking casting, without, you know, try not to bash it. But this is my open Christine. All my Johnny Lightning and AutoWorld Christine models are closed, or are still packaged. So I think, oh, there's one more thing I want to show you guys. All right, this is the last one that we're going to be not opening. It's a 69 Dodge Charger RT with the Golf paint scheme on it. One of my favorite paint schemes, is, as we know on the channel. Really any gas station paint job is pretty cool. The reason I'm not opening this, however, is because it is, to my understanding, that this is not really something that is available in the U.S. Los Saleo Diecast, Portugal. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, I don't know what any of this says. It says something about Portugal, something about Brazil. If you speak Portuguese, see if you can translate that for me. But it is a really, really, really cool car. And, yeah, just something about the fact that it's from another country and in a different language makes me want to keep it in the box. Pretty cool. And it is a pretty low production number as well, one of 2,496. So, there you go. And we don't really want to focus on it, do we? There we go. That's a little bit clearer of an image. A lot of nice detail on there. You can see the Hearst. Got Holly, Edelbrock, Goodyear, all the good stuff. Little Hemi badge on the fender, Golf. Very cool car. Nice orange interior. Can't really see the wheels too well, but honestly, from what I'm seeing of them, they're not really anything super cool, so I don't think we're missing out too much. But this will be probably going up on the wall with the rest of that stuff. So let's stop wasting time now that we're 11 and a half minutes into today's video and start cracking some cars open here, because I know that's what we're all here for. All right, so first opened up on a little list of cars here, I do have the 58 Plymouth Fury. Some weird stuff going on with the front of this car. I don't exactly know. It's like they missed the fender with that axle. I don't know, and it's not like it's bent or anything or pushed back. Just kind of a weird casting. 1996 Playing Mantis is our copyright date. No year, make, or model on the base of this guy. No license plate either. Yeah, I don't really know what is going on with that front fender. It looks disastrous, but I don't know. I guess we can pretend it doesn't exist, right? This car does not have the perfect wheelbase to sit on this lift either. Kind of skinny. Okay, maybe we'll sit up here. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's probably about as good as it's gonna sit on here. Anywho, really, really cool looking car though. I love the paint job on this thing. As you can see on the door there, it does say Daytona Beach record holder, 166 miles an hour. Magazine special, Plymouth 1960, Moon Headman headers. Yeah, Moon Equipment Company. So I imagine this is kind of a like a land speed car that you would see screaming down Daytona Beach in the early 60s, late 50s. Not too crazy about what's going on with the paint on the front of that hood there. I don't know if it was supposed to say Plymouth and the paint ran on it or something. Bit of a mess of a casting here, which is uncommon from Johnny Lightning, honestly. And if you look at the 58 Plymouth Fury for the Christine model, it seems they really got the casting much better. Like, look at the back bumper. The scaling of the back bumper is substantially better. I don't even want to talk about the front of that compared to that. Eesh. Well, at least they've certainly got their act together on the Christine models. But I did see this while I was scouring eBay for Christine replicas, and I saw this and thought it was a pretty cool paint job. Plus, I like the little Moon Eyes sticker that is now right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll keep moving right along into our next car here, which I think is going to be the 1964 Ford Galaxie 500 XL. And if you remember from the last video, that should be a 427 stuffed under the hood of this guy. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, guys, here it is, our 1964 Ford Galaxie 500 XL. Wow, what an absolutely gorgeous looking car. I love this thing. There is what appears to be... Yep, there is a hair in it. Weird. Really, really cool looking car. I love the license plate on there. It says "Why Try?" And seriously, I believe this is a 427 under the hood paired with a 4 on the floor. This car was probably an absolute animal. Really, really great looking. I always forget how nice AutoWorld castings are. We can go ahead and take a look under the hood here. We do have an insane amount of detail under there that looks absolutely fantastic. You can even make out the runners on the intake manifold. It is absolutely wild to see that much detail on a 1/64th scale model. Looks like maybe a coolant reservoir cap under there as well. That is awesome. Very, very cool. So yeah, like I said in the last video, Ford Galaxies, it was a recommendation made, and I tried to get my hands on as many as I could. I could only really find like 63s from Johnny Lightning. That's apparently the only thing they make. And AutoWorld, obviously, as you can see, released this 64 Ford Galaxie. This guy is a bit older. We'll go ahead and take a peek at the base here. 5/30/2016. So yeah, about 7 years old. Older AutoWorld stuff is always nice. It really is. Their older premium series, I don't want to, you know, bash their newer premium series stuff, because their newer premium series stuff is very nice. But I just feel like their older ones had a little bit more, like, effort. Like, they just seemed just a little bit more flawless. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the tires. But they always had round tires. Very nice looking car. Unfortunately, though, the older ones do not have any kind of fun facts on them or anything like that. It just tells you some of the other stuff in the series here. There's another 58 Plymouth Fury, 64 Galaxie, 76 Firebird, 66 Impala, 66 442, and a 71 Swinger, Dodge Dart Swinger. Collect all 6 and release number 5. I believe, it doesn't really say. Oh yeah, 2016. There you go. There's all your stuff from Johnny Lightning, Racing Champions Mint. Very, very cool stuff. So we'll go ahead and get that card tucked away. Ooh, without knocking anything over here. And as with, come on, card, tuck away. As with all older AutoWorlds, they do come with this little collector box as well. So some very cool stuff there, and you can put it on there and measure it, even though there's no real, like, reference of scale or anything. But very cool stuff. That is our Ford Galaxie. We'll get that parked up, and we will do 2 at once here. Our 2 James Bond cars, the AMC Hornet and the Ford Ranch Wagon. So I'll go ahead and get both of these cracked open. All right, guys, so we've got both of our James Bond cars here. Well, cars that were featured in James Bond movies, not necessarily were they James Bond's car. He always had the Aston Martins and other European stuff. But this one is pretty cool. It's a 1960 Ford Ranch Wagon, it says here. Really, really cool looking car. Yeah, I just really like this thing. Kind of strange with the blue windows there. And it's not too often that you see this with Johnny Lightning. This is more common with Hot Wheels, actually, but you can actually see a post going up through the body there in the back window. That is for the body to rivet onto the base. I haven't seen that often with Johnny Lightning stuff. Really love the wheels on there. Those are some of my favorite Johnny Lightning wheels, the Steelies with the chrome center caps. Absolutely love those. They look great on this wagon. They look great on everything, honestly. We do have a license plate on here. KL74098, Istanbul. Yes, from Russia with love. So we have our card here. There is your kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Movie poster. Sean Connery, the best James Bond. It says, arriving at the gypsy camp in this four-door wagon, James Bond tries to lay low and observe the gypsy traditions, but eventually the scene is interrupted by a brazen shootout. Ford had loads of options for this ranch wagon, including seat belts, air conditioning, a push-button tuned radio, and a power front seat, and iRest tinted glass. Okay, so I guess that's what the blue glass is all about on there. Interesting. But so that's pretty cool. It came with air conditioning. That is some fancy stuff. On the back here, we do have, these are Pop Culture 2021 release number 1. This is, wait, what? This is release number 1, but it's saying this is release number 1 as well. I wonder if that's like a typo or something. Anyway, I do have that green Hornet, the Ratfink Mercury, and the Ford Gran Torino. I have that as well. Don't have any of this stuff aside from obviously the ranch wagon. Not really too crazy about any of these. Although the speed racer cars are kind of cool. I would like to get into those more, but I feel like I'd have some catching up to do with them. So that is the card for our ranch wagon. We'll go ahead and take a quick peek underneath. 4/27/2022. This is 2002 Playing Mantis is when this casting was originally from. Yeah, very, very cool looking car. I like that a lot. So we'll go ahead and swap that out for the 74 AMC Hornet. I'm not sure, did either of these guys have an opening hood? No, that does not have an opening hood. Really cool back end on that car. I love that. That is a neat car. So we have our 74 AMC Hornet here. What I'm seeing already, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit on our interior. It has checkered interior. Like, it actually has checkered interior detail. That is insane. Wow. I'm really glad I have a nice new camera phone to show that to you guys with. That is so wild. That is some next level detail there, guys. Come on, zoom back out. There we go. So as I said before, this is a 74 AMC Hornet. I'm not sure what motor is in these. I think it would be the smaller 340, right? Although, does it say up there on the fender? Can we cheat? What does that say on the fender? Can't quite make that out. Yeah, I'm not sure what motor is in the 74 AMC Hornet. If you do know, make sure you leave a comment and tell me, so I don't look like a fool. Really cool looking car. See, can we see that any better on this side? It says... Oh, it just says Hornet. Okay. Wow, that's incredible that we could zoom in close enough to read that. Sorry, I was made you sit there in silence. But it just says Hornet up on the fender there. It does not have an engine displacement or anything. But either way, very, very cool. We've got our AMC badge on the back there, the Hornet badge, obligatory cat hair, and an AMC license plate. And the reason it has an AMC license plate, we'll find out here. Here's our card. It says, Bond steals this AMC Hornet X sporty hatchback from an American Motors dealership and is chased by the cops. The chase culminates in a famous corkscrew jump over a river. Death-defying car jumps were all the rage in the 1970s cinema, and this AMC muscle car, sporting rally stripes, performs the astral spiral spectacularly. And then, of course, there is our movie poster, The Man with the Golden Gun. Do we have a rating? Does it tell you what it's rated? Probably like PG. Very cool. But as I said, yes, this is Roger Moore. Again, you know, a fantastic James Bond, but Sean Connery will always be my favorite. Have to mention that. But of course, there is the Golden Gun. Very cool stuff. So that is our two pop culture cars. Two cars featured in the James Bond film, and two new white Fords into the collection there. I've got my little Plymouth as well, and then an AMC. I am starting to gather quite a collection of AMCs, although I have a few more to unbox, and I'll go over them once I open everything up. Maybe we'll do an AMC themed video. So, next up, we are going to open up this guy, the Ford Ranger that I talked about, the 83 Ford Ranger XL. Like I said, I've seen this thing in stores like a million times, and I just never grabbed it because I never wanted it until today, I guess. So, yeah. And like I said, this is part of the Classic Gold series. So I'll go ahead and get this guy opened up. Alright guys, so here is our 1983 Ford Ranger. We have a dark spruce with a white two-tone. That is our paint code there, since I always forget to read those off to you guys. I didn't get any paint codes with any of these guys, so we didn't miss any today, but again, I always like to mention those before I forget them. Really, just a cool truck. Just, you know, just a normal truck that you'd see driving down the road in 1983. You know, there's always been a huge fan base and following for the Ford Ranger. There's our license plate, says MPG first. Yeah, gas mileage first. Right, it had that, what does that say up on the tailgate there? I think that's a Ranger badge up on the top of the tailgate, but I'm not quite sure. I think it also says Ranger there on the fender. Yes. So in the early 80s, the Ranger became its own truck, similar to the way that, you know, the Tahoe, for Chevrolets, the Tahoe was a trim package in the 80s and early 90s, and then became its own truck in 1994. Ranger, or the Ranger, was a trim package for the full-size Ford pickup trucks. And then in the early 80s, the whole craze for the mini trucks began with the S10s and Dakotas and Rangers and all that fun stuff. I figured I do have a lot of S10s in my collection, so why not add a Ranger? But these guys were basically just Ford's competitor for the, you know, for the Chevy S10. They were great trucks, you know, can't go wrong. Small displacement V6s and little 4-cylinders that were great on gas, but it's still enough to haul some crap around. Obviously not as much as a half-ton or 3/4-ton truck, but, you know, you could throw a motorcycle in the bed and get around with it. And for some people, you know, that's all you need. But, yeah, the Ranger became its own individual truck in the early 80s, and it was this little guy here. Absolutely love the mirrors on this casting. I always like to see mirrors on stuff, and those are Very defined and very detailed. I love the wheels as well. Go ahead and take a closer look at those. Very, it looks very anatomically correct. I'm not 100% sure if those are, you know, the correct wheels for an early 80s Ford Ranger, although actually in the picture here it does have kind of a drawing of one. Does look pretty spot on. A little V6 badge up by the lights there. I believe these were a 2.8 liter V6, so real, little guy, under 200 cubic inches. But yeah, cool little truck, and I absolutely love the color of this thing. This dark green is really, really nice. Putting a lot of Fords in the collection today. Go ahead and take a peek underneath. 8/25/2021 is our production date there. As you can see by the little split there, the bed and cab are two separate pieces, and the alignment on them is damn near perfect. Always like to see good bed and cab alignment on my castings. Let's go ahead and take a look at our card here. We do have some classic facts. It says this is the first release of our all-new 1983 Ford Ranger casting. The compact Ford Ranger was 32.7 inches shorter than a regular cab 1983 Ford F-150. So 32 inches, that's, almost 3 feet. Sorry, I had to do some math there. Yeah, almost 3 feet shorter than an F-150. And then on the back here, we do have the rest of this series. So I have that Z06. I have both of the Bel Airs, A and B. I have both of those Cougars as well, both A and B. And now I have version B of this Ranger. So very, very cool stuff. And we'll put that with the rest of our Fords from today's video. And get into our last car. We are getting up there in time. We're at almost 33 minutes here. We've got a 71 Chevy El Camino. This is... I'll talk about it when I open it. All right, so here is our 1971 Chevy El Camino 454 big block. Obviously a Super Sport El Camino. So what I was going to say earlier is you can see the fender gap in the front here is just absolutely atrocious. It looks like a monster truck from the front. And that is just simply what Johnny Lightning's El Camino looks like. If I... Ooh, whoopsies. Bumped my camera stand there. There we go. If I grab... I have another Johnny Lightning El Camino right here. If we go ahead and bring that up a little bit. Obviously, this is one that my father gave me. Plastic tire vehicle. This is a very, very early release of this casting. Early 90s Johnny Lightning, as you can see on the base there, 1995 was the original release of this casting. So to see them, it's the same one, just a few years later, and they've obviously done a bit of a more detailed paint job, as well as the addition of rubber tires as opposed to plastic, and just a little bit better on the details there. But overall, it's the same exact casting, so that's why it does look a little funky. But still a really nice looking car, and I do love the fact about this specific casting from Johnny Lightning that you can, if I can do this without hurting anything, yes, you can get the cover out of the bed. There is a giant hole there now, but it's kind of cool that the cover is easily removable. And then you just simply slide it back into place like that. I believe, yeah, same story with this one. That will pop out easily. Oh, I could swap them. Anywho, we do get some fun little things to go with this guy here. So we've got a Hot Rod magazine, little piece of cardboard that I might just put right up here next to the Moon Eyes thing, as well as a magazine cover with this, well, a similar El Camino. As you can see, 101 Tips and tricks how to do smarter, faster, better. 12-second 383 Street Chevelle. 12 seconds. Wow. I mean, no, yeah, 12 seconds is pretty quick. Maybe I'm a little jaded. I watch a lot of pro street stuff, so 12 seconds sounds slow to me because I watch a lot of, yeah, like I said, pro street, pro stock racing and stuff like that. But yeah, another little card for the wall there. Go ahead and take another look at this guy. Very, very cool looking car. I love the, if you look in the middle of the windshield there, that is actually supposed to kind of look like a rear view mirror. That little dimple on the inside of the windshield. Got our SS badges on the side. Hood pins detailed on. Nice cowl hood. As you can see, I always point this out when I have an early 70s Chevy, but that little rectangle at the top of the hood cowl there is actually a cowl induction vent. So when you'd hammer on it, that little vent would open up and pull cold air in to the intake from outside the hood, which you just don't get cool stuff like that on cars anymore nowadays. You might get like a little remote control spoiler in the back that folds in at 80 miles an hour, but no, you don't get a flap that opens in the middle of your hood when you floor it. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, it's because it's on the lift backwards. Didn't have the little ramps to stop it. No license plate on this casting either. So again, it is an earlier Johnny Lightning. The license plates were a little bit scarce. It does have mirrors though. That's pretty cool to see. That's 2 for 2 with the mirrors. We'll take a quick look here at our card as well. Nothing really to see on the card. No fun facts or anything. Yeah, just more about Hot Rod Magazine. Take a quick look at our base here. I don't think... okay. Yeah, 1995 Playing Mantis is our copyright date, and then, of course, 2004 Prime Media Inc. 2004, 1971 Chevy El Camino used under license. So that 2004 copyright is for Prime Media, Hot Rod Magazine. Very cool stuff. So that is 6 new cars out of the box, as well as like 3 more that I gotta find space for on the wall. So what do you say we go ahead and load these 6 into the parking garage, and then I'll show you where I'm gonna pin the rest of this stuff up on the wall. But I'll go ahead and get these parked up, and we'll take one last quick look at them. Okay, so real quick, there is the Pop Culture Christine. There is Silver Screen Machine Christine, obviously both from Johnny Lightning. My diorama, and there's another diorama that I recently scored. This is Merle's Drive-In with the, I think that's some sort of, there's a story behind what kind of car that is, some kind of goofy hot rod. But it comes with some little characters, a little waitress, hot rod guy, and then the little blonde girl with her pink 53 Corvette, which is also very cool, which I kind of wish was facing the other way, honestly, but, you know, I guess it's kind of neat. But, yeah, I like my dioramas. Diorama, however you want to say it. I like keeping those in the box. Those are pretty cool. And real quick, we'll go down the wall here. Down to this end, I do have the Charger pinned up on the wall as well. That is Lo Saleo. Lo Saleo? I don't know. Lo Saleo diecast, Portugal. Yeah, if you can translate, let me know. So let's head over to the parking garage. Oh, that's another one I never showed. That was a Topper original, or a replica of a Topper original when Topper owned Johnny Lightning. I scored that a couple months ago. I don't think I ever had it on the channel though. But all right, guys. So there we have our 83 Ford Ranger down on the end there. Let me see if I can get a good view of him. Next to our 64 Ford Galaxie 500 XL, the 71 Chevy El Camino. I almost called that a Monte Carlo. The 58 Plymouth Fury with the disaster of a front bumper, but still very cool. The moon eyes. And then upstairs we have our 1960 Ford Ranch Wagon and the 74 AMC Hornet from the Pop Culture series. So some very cool stuff for today's video. That is going to do it, though, for today. I hope you enjoyed all the stuff we opened up, and I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the stuff that I don't open. No, usually on this channel it's all opened up and everything, but there are some things that I just can't bring myself to crack open. And I've been finding myself doing that a lot more lately. Not only with the rarity of some stuff, but also the lack of space that I have anymore. As you can see, things are filling up here very, very quickly. This little parking garage is full. Oh, there's my keys and my drink. But yeah, there is our Mid-Atlantic Air Museum tribute up there. Got a couple more planes up there as well. That case is almost full. I'm getting through that case, but I just finished filling up that parking garage, so and that shelf is obviously full. Those are full. The little cases, the big case, full, full, full. That's all full. Those are, look, there you go. Those are, some of those are 7 cars deep on those shelves. That shelf of Mustangs, there's 7 Mustangs. And once again, it does escape me, but I saw somebody commented and requested a Mustang showcase video. So very soon we'll be doing a Mustang showcase for you guys. Oh, this is one of my camera stands, in case you're wondering what that was. One of my old camera stands. But yeah, 40-minute long video today. Thanks for sticking around to the end if you did. I really appreciate you guys. I see, you know, the subscriber number keeps slowly going up and up. So running out of words to use here. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button for me, and I will see you in the next video.